Hey, Redcasters, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Go Big Red. Trev was asked about defense. Let's transition to defense a little bit here. And again, this is with Chris Schmidt and Hail Varsity Radio this morning. Mm-hmm. I've thought about this. So when Schmidt asked the question, I thought it was really interesting how he asked it. He kind of correlated, what are we doing on defense right now? Moving to this 3-3-5. Mm-hmm. Is it anything similar to what we would have done 30 years ago, switching from a 5-2 to a 4-3?
And he's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Barf.
And he's asking that, of course, to Trev Alberts, mm-hmm. who benefited from that change, going from a stand-up outside linebacker in a 5-2 to a hand-in-the-turf 4-3 D end.
Possibly the greatest change of any player ever. Like that, talk up.
Well, and that's a change that we're seeing right now with some moving
could
some guys.
Have a...
Well, or could Blaze Gunnarsson. Or there's guys that you're moving around, Jabari Butler, that there are guys that are going to get opportunities this year, and opportunities maybe playing some positions that just allows us to play with a little more speed. And so this was Trev's answer to that.
Mm-hmm. The way I look at this defense, I think it's not too dissimilar in the sense that it's a pressure defense. It's getting turnovers. It's creating some havoc. It's trying to, I think one of the things that Coach McBride did, a really good job of, while we had a base defense, he had a lot of variations where it was difficult for the offense to know exactly who was who and where they were coming from. And so that gave us some opportunity to do some pressures in third and long situations. You still had to stop the run first to get into those situations. Mm-hmm. But I see that as part of what Tony wants to do as well.
Anthony Hayek says here, Reimer seems real excited about this new defense. I mean, they all do. Yep. It sounds like there's going to be opportunities for guys to get on the field. There's going to be opportunities for guys to make plays. They're going to be aggressive. Trev talked about not making, not doing the paralysis by analysis, not making things so complicated that would be sometimes a thing I think that hurt some of Bo's defenses at times. Or there were defenses that we've had in the past where there's been so many checks and so many things that you end up slowing guys down in the process. And if this is working the way that we're being told, I mean, these guys should be flying around, making a lot of plays. I think, Reimer said that it should be a party at the tackle, that we should have, a bunch of dudes there, and that's the mentality. We'll see.
I mean, you got to have the mentality. I will say there's been no question of buy-in. You don't hear that term thrown around at all. Everybody's bought in. And Reimer's a perfect example. Rules talked about this. Sometimes it's easy for the walk-ons or the second teamers to have complete buy-in because they haven't had any success and they think this is a new opportunity. But when you have players like Reimer, who is, if he has a good season, is set to be second all-time leading tackler in Nebraska.
If he has 100 tackles, he'll be second.
So for him to be that bought in and him to say, let's go, that just shows how good the culture is getting there. The environment. I'm going to say environment. The climate. Yeah. No. But I do. The messaging is pretty clear, and we've talked about it before, but from the top down, the messaging is pretty clear, and it's a bright message. It's not so much us against you guys, it's more like we're going to honor you guys on the field by playing the best Nebraska football should be played. It's not like we're going to be damned what you write about us or not. We're going to play and okay, dude, hey, I want you to win, I'm rooting for you here. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want. We just want you to, look good on the field like you practiced and stuff. That's all we really want. Trev nailed it. When he mentioned what a Nebraska fan really wants to look at a football team, I'm begging for that. I don't know what that comes out to in a win-loss, but I know it's going to be better than 4 wins. I know that. It's impossible for it to be less if we're playing good football. We're a good enough team. If we're playing good football, we're going to be a handful, I think, for damn near everybody on our schedule. I really think that if we're playing good football.